All right. Welcome, everyone. It is October 26th. We are here to talk today. My name is Josh Berman from the Berman Investment Group. We are here today to talk about passive or automated e-commerce opportunities, specifically Amazon and eBay. Um, So before we get into the details, let me get the legal stuff out of the way. Most of you know this already, but I do have to say at the beginning of every video, I am not a licensed or certified financial advisor or financial planner. I am strictly a successful business owner, entrepreneur for many years, and a uh, for a number of years successful investor, and most recently become a very successful investor in um, a lot of the alternative markets, cryptocurrency, forex, but specifically in the mostly to completely passive opportunities. And this is what brings us to this. As Amazon and eBay are clearly not alternative businesses, but the passive opportunities are certainly a lot less available. Most people that are doing these businesses run them themselves. Um, so again, basic rules of investing: don't invest more than you can afford to lose. Every investment has some level of risk, although this is has I mean it's as low risk as it can be because there's nothing really to you're laying out some money, but you will own an Amazon store. So then it's just a matter of, making money, which is what this company does. Um, so I will run through the information. I even put together a little PowerPoint presentation for you guys today to make it a little bit easier and to highlight the information. And then at the end, as I always do, I will open it up for questions, and then we will go from there. As I've always said, and as I say in the beginning of this, I am never, I am an investor who is sharing my investment platforms, with you guys, and my any secrets and things that I learn in different investment platforms, ways to maximize the opportunities, and um, and I'm just strictly sharing them with you. I have found this, incredible opportunity. As you guys know, there are other very similar, in terms of how the business would run opportunities out there. The reason why I am very, very excited about this one is one, I know the person doing it, who's a very good guy and very successful in the, eBay and e-commerce, space. And two, it's a lot less of an upfront cost. And that's exciting because it allows more opportunity, or an opportunity for more of my group to be able to be involved, and still take advantage of this incredible market that exists. So this is one that I am really, really excited about. I know I say that about all the opportunities. It is true. I am, I highly vet the opportunities that I'm in. So I am usually very excited when I'm presenting them, but I am really, really excited about this one because I've been wanting to be in Amazon for a while now. And for those of you that know me and know a little bit about my story, I run a successful agency, but I work a lot and travel a lot. And the investing was a way to make my money, work for me and to have more time with my family. So, so for me, the passive aspect is a very important piece of the puzzle for me. And Amazon is not passive at all. An Amazon business takes a lot of work, picking the right products, knowing how to deal with Amazon, um, dealing with customers, dealing with returns, dealing with, it's a lot to do, and it's something that you can be very, very successful at, both in Amazon and in eBay. I know people who run successful businesses on their own, in both. but they do take a lot of work. So, but for me, the passive aspect was what was so exciting to me. And because you do very, very little, they like to say it's 98% passive, and you can make a lot of money, and it's ongoing. So anyway, let's before I just keep rambling, I actually did do a presentation, so let's get into it. Okay. All right. Now, let's share my screen. Okay. Can I get a confirmation with yeses or ones in the chat or something, just telling me that you guys can see my screen and my beautiful artwork? That's not mine, it's a template. Awesome. Okay. So let's get started. So as I said, what is so exciting about this for me is that Amazon is, and eBay too, but Amazon is a giant in this e-commerce space. And this is an opportunity to take advantage of the always growing e-commerce industry with literally the two biggest giants in the business. And it's a 98% passive opportunity. So that's what really, really excites me about this. Oopsie. Okay. That's not going to work. We're going to have to move you guys down here. Okay. So just some highlights, some things that are, about the business. E-commerce and online sales has been growing and growing, and all signs point to online sales continuing to take over the market. I think this is not a surprise or any new information to anybody. Online sales has been growing for a very long time, and ever since, Corona and all of that stuff, it's only becoming more and more. And even though the world is slowly starting to and will eventually go back to some sort of normal, or the new normal, or whatever you want to call it, the online sales is going to continue to grow. E-commerce is not going anywhere. It's growing and growing and growing. Amazon now controls more than 50% of all online e-commerce sales. That's a mind-blowing. Think about that. More than 50% of all online sales is being done through Amazon. And you're going to own an Amazon store if you do this opportunity. Just think about that. 50% of all Amazon or all online purchases are Amazon. Okay. It's a 98% passive investment with continuous and growing monthly returns. So this isn't something that you get your money back and then you make, a few $1,000s a month, and you make that for a few months and then it's over. You're going to make your money back, and then you're going to make profit every single month for a very long time, forever, for a very long time. I mean, I don't know it for a very, so you're just going to keep getting paid. You're going to keep making money. This is a true, continuous passive, income opportunity that will go month after month after month after month. Okay. There is only a one-time setup fee. Okay. One-time upfront fee. And then all the other fees are profit sharing off the back end. So there is one investment, one-time investment. And we'll go over what that includes in a second, but there's a one-time investment, and then everything else is just you're paying when the store is making money. Okay. Ooh, that's not what I wanted. We jumped too quickly. There we go. Okay. So what does this cost? For those of you that have already spoke to me, you have an idea already. It is $6,100. Okay. What does that include? Oh, wow. I forgot something on this, so I'll have to correct this. So what does it include? It includes all store setup charges except the $39.99 fee that Amazon charges you directly when you set up the store with the company, because they help you do it on a Zoom call. It includes all ongoing management of your store, including product selection and constant research and updating of products, communication with Amazon, customer support, and all day-to-day logistics and management. I put this all into one bullet, but I cannot express enough how much that is. Okay. It's everything from the success of an Amazon store really depends on, and I've said this to people, this is not from the company, this is from what I've heard from dealing with a lot of from them and other e-commerce experts and other Amazon experts and eBay experts who said that that the success in Amazon is really on three things: the picking of your products, knowing how to deal with and staying up to date on dealing with Amazon, and having enough float to continue to grow your store. Okay. So this company is going to do two of those for you. Okay. They're going to handle the entire research and selection and constant updating of products to your store. They're going to deal with eBay and with Amazon in every capacity. You're not going to have to deal with them at all. Okay. They're going to deal with them in every capacity. The only thing you'll have to do, and I'll show you this in a little bit, is just look out for any emails or notifications that you see in your account. But other than that, and then you just tell them and they'll deal with it, unless there's something that you have to provide. Okay, so they'll deal with Amazon completely, and they'll deal with all customers and all the day-to-day logistics and management of your account. It's incredible. Okay, so almost completely passive, and we'll go through what you guys will be responsible for on the next slide. Float credit. Okay. So this is the only other thing you need besides your $6,100. Oh, and the other thing, I'm sorry that it doesn't include, and see, and I almost forgot it because it's not in my on my PowerPoint here, is the tax exempt for the business. So the $6,100 also includes the tax exempt. It's very, very important because that's how they'll buy your products and not have to pay taxes on all of the cost of goods. Okay, so that's the other thing that's included in the $6,100, all inclusive, nothing else, no other money out of pocket other than that $39.99 fee that Amazon charges, and then your float. Okay, which can be in the form of cash in a bank account, a U.S. bank account, or it can be in the form of credit on a credit card. Now, for people not in the United States, okay, it is very, very important that if you're using a credit card, not a bank account in the United States, that you know that you have a card that will not have a problem having a lot of purchases in the United States on a daily basis and thousands of purchases every month. So just something to, keep in mind. It is highly recommended, unless you have a card that you have a high limit that works in the United States that you can do a bunch of purchases on. It's highly recommended that you set up a United States LLC and U.S. bank account to use that, if possible, for our international clients. And we can discuss more about that. And in terms of opening an LLC and all that, you would need a partner in the United States. If you have one, you could do that. And there are options if you're interested to contact me and we can work something out as well without me being a full partner in your business. So let me know if that's the case for any of my people, because I know there's a handful of people that are not in the US who are interested. But again, the international credit card, if you have a good international credit card that you can make those purchases, that should be fine. Okay, so what else does it cost? 40% of the profits paid to the company on the back end. Okay, this starts immediately whenever there's profit. Okay, so for those of you that are aware of other programs that are similar, there was a much larger upfront fee. There's also a monthly fee that gets paid to staff. With this program, it's a very much smaller fee. There's no monthly fee. Okay, This whole fee takes care of the upfront fee and the monthly fee until your stores are making money. And keep in mind, your stores will not make money in the first 3 months. Okay, I want to put that out there right away. Your store will not make any money in the first 3 months. And it's actually possible that your store could lose $50 or $100 a month in the first few months as well. This is nothing to be concerned about. The reason being is Amazon, one of the most important things about the Amazon opportunity is there's a probationary period in the first 90 days you're with Amazon. And while your store can be suspended at any time, the most likely chance that it'll be suspended and the most likely chance that it will not be unsuspended is if you mess up in that first few months. So another thing I really like about this company is they take a very smart, slow approach. And the point is, in the first few months, it's about selling product, keeping customers happy, getting a good reputation and rating with Amazon. And then when the 3 months are over, then we move into, one, more aggressive, and two, where you'll actually make some profit. Okay. And then at that point, there will be a 40% of profits paid to the company whenever you start making profit. Okay. There will be no monthly fee unless you select Amazon Return Support. And let me explain what that means. So this is very new. So for those of you that have been talking to me for a couple months about this, like when I first started signing up, this wasn't even a thing then. Okay. So just recently, in the last month or so, Amazon changed their policy. Their policy for returns used to be that it was sent to the shipper, meaning like everything this company does for you is drop shipping, right? They're not buying any product and warehousing it. We're not buying any product and warehousing it. Everything is, they have a deal with suppliers. They sell the product. They post them up on the products up online. When a product is sold, they buy the product and the company ships it directly to the customer, drop shipping, right? So the return used to always go back to the shipper directly. Now they've just changed their policy where the return goes back to the drop shipper. So that means us or the company that's doing this for us. So this is brand new. Again, it used to go back to wherever you bought it from. It wasn't an issue. It didn't have to be processed. It wasn't a big deal. So because this company has 150-ish clients, they now all have to deal with this situation. So what they've put in place is an Amazon return service that can do that for you. So you have two choices. You can either handle that yourself, and the company will provide you with PDF as well as a video to explain to you how you do it. From what I understand, it's pretty simple. You're just basically changing labels and then sending it back to where it's going for the most part. But he will provide a PDF and a video to show how to do that if you want to do that. Or you can pay the company an additional as of now, an additional monthly fee for them to take care of, flat fee for them to take care of it for you. Okay. This does not want to go for me. There we go. Okay. So here we are. Client responsibilities. Okay. So we talked about it being 98% passive. Okay. It stays 98% passive if you hire them for the return service. Okay. If you don't, it becomes a little bit less passive because you'll have to deal with returns. I highly recommend you hire them and do it. I would not deal with it. I'm not going to deal with doing returns because the deal is it's a flat fee for them. So if you have a few returns in a month, no big deal. When your store is doing a lot, you have a lot of returns in a month, it's going to be a pain in the ass, and their fee is very, very reasonable. So here are the client responsibilities. First thing, you'll have to complete an application with your tax exempt information form and submit that with all of your documents and send the payment. For those of you that have already asked and are moving forward with the Amazon store, you've already received this document, right? So you know you have to fill this out. You have to send it with some documents. your driver's license, your EIN, your articles of incorporation, and the payment. So that's the first thing you have to do. When that is submitted and they have all of that, you have to prepare for and participate in a Zoom call with the company to do the initial Amazon account setup. What do I mean by prepare for? There are some documents that you have to get together. A copy of your driver's license, a bank statement, and some other, and that might be it. Maybe one more thing. So they'll tell you all what you need, and then you need to save them on your computer, because then they will do a Zoom call with you. Well, they will literally, you share the screen with them, and they will show you step by step. They will sign you up, do the initial sign up for your account. After that, at the end of that process, there is what they call an address verification. This is the part that took my store so damn long, and unfortunately, it has nothing to do with this company. It's all in Amazon and the mail's hands. So Amazon sends a postcard out with a code on it. That's mine. And it just has a unique code, and that's what verifies my address. So when I put that in, they know that I got the postcard and that the address I gave them is actually my address. So at that point, you want to be looking out for this thing like a hawk, because the second it comes, you want to punch it in your Amazon, and usually within a few hours, you've been officially verified with Amazon. Okay. So after that happens, there's some additional steps that the company asks you to do with your Amazon account and with Walmart, which is one of the big suppliers, and you have to set all that up. And then when it's done, then it's in their hands. They set up your whole account, and then the only thing they ask you to do at that point is a couple things ongoing. One, they want you to check in with your seller account every couple days to make sure there's no alerts. I would do this during the beginning. I do it every day. They will not have, you are the only admin owner of your store. They will have other access to your store, but they don't have full admin access to your store because you're the only owner. So there are some alerts that may only come to you, either in your email or like in your account. So it's important to just check in to make sure, because if you get something from them, if it's something like you have to provide like a driver's license or something, you have to do it very quickly. I don't mean very quickly, like in hours, but you have to do it in the next couple of days, or they suspend your account. So you really want to be on top of it in the first few days, in the first week, and then really in that first few months. And then after that, you still want to check in occasionally, but you can check in, less. And the only other thing you really have to do ongoing, besides that, is to watch your budget. Okay, so whatever you're using for your float, they will ask you what your credit limit is, but they are not watching it like that. And they also don't know if you're using it for something else. So you have to watch your budget. And if you see they're getting too close to the budget, you need to let them know so they stop selling product. So they stop buying product until you catch up with money. But there are other options in terms of what you do on how you can make your money go further. And I'll discuss those with you guys in a few minutes. What else do you need to do? Pay the company invoice within 5 to 7 days. They really want it within 5 days. They'll allow you 7 days. After 7 days, they're going to pause your store. Don't play around with this. This company, other than the very small fee that they're charging up front to pay their staff, all of their money comes on the back end when they're doing a great job with your store. So if they're doing a great job with their store, you're making money, you're getting paid by Amazon, pay them in 2 days, pay them right away, get it done. Okay. Next one. This is what we were talking about in the last slide. Do the new Amazon policy, you either have to handle the returns or you pay for return service. They're currently offering this for $50 a month, as many returns as you get. When you have a very successful store, like we'll be talking about in the next couple slides, that will be nothing. You will want this service bad. They are waiving it for the first 3 months or until profit, whichever is sooner. So no more than 3 months. So if you hit profit by chance in the second or third month, they will start charging you for the return service. If not, they are nice enough. This is only for me and my people, that they're waiving it for the first 3 months. Because they know in the first 3 months, you're probably going to be not making money and maybe even costing a little bit. And when I say a little bit, it really is like probably $50, $100 a month if you lose anything. It's not, it's just because when sellers have no history, and for those of you that shop on Amazon, you know this, for sellers that have no history, it's very hard to get people to buy your product unless you're much less expensive. So at the beginning, they price them much lower than what they would normally do, sometimes break even, sometimes a little in the negative, just to sell the product to help build that reputation. It's very important in the first few months. Again, minimal amounts of money. And then after that, you're off and running. And then other than that, follow directions and contact the company if there's any other questions or concerns. That's really it. There's not much to do, especially if you sign up for the return service, as long as you follow directions. The setup, most of the setup has to be done by you. They do it with you on the phone, but it's because it's your store. I don't mean the setup in terms of products. I mean the setup in terms of the account with Amazon, providing your bank, attaching your bank account where they're going to send your money when you're making all that money, attaching the credit card to your Walmart account where they're going to buy all the products when you're selling all the products that you're buying because you sold all that stuff because you're making all that money. Okay, so when you're connecting these things, this is stuff you're going to have to hook up. This is all part of, I should have put in up here, but this is all part of your setup, the setup part. Okay. That's it. Now let's talk some money. So with proper support, float support, and we'll talk about that in a minute. Within the first year, could be sooner, could be 8 to 10 months, could be 10, 11 months, but within the first year, with proper float support, okay, the store should do 80,000+ in cost of goods. We talk cost of goods for Amazon because profit is determined based upon the cost of goods. Okay, so the profit is usually 10. Then this is the store's profit. Remember, you have to pay 40% to the company. So the store's profit is about 10 to 20% of the cost of goods. Okay, so that's 8,000 to 16,000 in this scenario, in this $80,000 scenario. Let's say the store does exactly $80,000 in the first year. And this is, by the way, I'm sorry, I should state this. This is $80,000 a month. We should be able to get the store up to $80,000 per month cost of goods sold, okay, in the first year, so that you will make 10 to 20% of that. Now, the higher your store gets, the lower the profit. So in the $80,000 scenario, you're probably closer to the 10 to 15% range. When you're doing 10, 20, 30, $40,000, maybe you're in the 15 to 20% range. The reason being is that as you're doing more volume, you lower your profit margins to do more volume, but you continue to bring in that profit. And when I say you, I mean they. You don't do anything. Okay. So within the first year, if you have proper float money to support this, you should be making over $5,000 a month net profit. So that's after paying them. Okay, because if you're making $8,000, $9,000, right, $8,000 to $10,000, let's say, and then you pay them their 40%, you're well over $5,000 a month. That's incredible within the first year. So that means that whenever you hit that mark, I mean, you'll have your money back in probably 6 to 8 months easily, maybe sooner, maybe 3 to 6 months, depending on how those first 4, 5, and 6 months goes. But you'll have your profit back, and then you're going to be making over $5,000 a month. So you're going to be making basically your minimum investment, your initial investment, you'll be making monthly at the 1 year mark. And then that can either stay like that or probably continue to grow even longer than that, month after month after month after month. Okay, so what do we need in float support to be able to do that? So there's 2 ways to do this. Okay, so now this is unfortunately one thing for the international clients, people not in the US. Okay, you only have one choice because the company I'm about to talk about that lends money only does that for US Amazon clients. Okay. So for those of you that are, for those of you that do not want to use this other company, which I'll explain to you in a minute, if you're going to do the float yourself in either cash or credit, it is approximately 50% of your cost of goods. And I'll explain why. Amazon pays you every 2 weeks. So because Amazon pays you every 2 weeks, you can turn your money over twice, right, in every month. So if you want to do $80,000 in cost of goods, that means you're going to have to take $80,000 out of your pocket to buy product, right? 50% of that is what you need because you get paid by Amazon. So you'll be able to use the Amazon money because it means you can turn it over quicker. Okay. So 50% of what you want to do in cost of goods is what you need in float money if you are supporting it yourself. And that's either cash or credit. Now, there is this company that they, because of their relationship with Amazon, and because when a product, remember, no products are being sold, because the process is the products go up. It's all being done via drop shipping. So your products go up. And then after your products go up, when one is sold, it's bought from the supplier and drop shipped straight from the supplier to them. So no product is ever bought without being sold first. So except for those first few months, every product that's being shipped is being shipped at a profit already. Okay. So once it's sold on Amazon, it's guaranteed money. Amazon's going to pay you, and they pay you every 14 days. So depending on where you're on the cycle, that you're going to get paid in 14 days. So because of that, this company will lend you money, usually in less than 24 hours or within 24 hours, that you're owed by Amazon. 80% of that money. So for example, let's say we did $10,000 in sales today. If we did $10,000 in sales today, this company will give me 80% of that, which is $8,000 within 24 hours so that I can buy product and continue doing it. And they will do that every day. Now, what does that mean? That means that instead of your money turning over twice, which means you need 50% of your cost of goods, your money will turn over approximately 20 times a month. Okay. You guys following this, right? Because it's basically turning over every business, every business day, because it takes, 24 hours. So about 20 days a month. Okay. So because of that, you need nowhere near 50% of your cost of goods. You'll need somewhere around 15% of your cost of goods. Okay. So now all of a sudden, if you want to do $100,000 in cost of goods and you're using this service, now you can turn your money over much more. So let's say I have only $5,000. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. It's 5%. I'm sorry. I don't know why I said 15%. It's 5%. Okay, because you can turn it over 20 times a month. Okay. So now you only need 5% of what you want to do in cost of goods. Again, because it's approximately 20 days. So if you want to do $100,000 in cost of goods, you want to be able to buy $100,000 of product. You now only really need, if you're in the United States and you are signed up with this company, and our company can help you take care of all this for you, then you will only need 5% of your cost of goods because the rest will go to them. Now, you do lose a little bit of your profit because obviously this company is not a charitable organization. They don't do this out of the kindness of their hearts. So they charge a little bit under 2%. Okay, so if in the scenario that we were doing here, okay, if we have a $10,000 day where they're going to give us 80%, so they're going to give us $8,000. they're going to charge us a little less than 2%. So I'm going to say 2% just so it's $160. So as you can see, well worth it. Unless you're someone that has a lot of credit and just wanted to do it all yourself and save the fee, I highly recommend working with this company, because as you can see, you can do $100,000 cost of goods with $7,000 in float money. So you could actually keep your float money very low by using this company and just paying them a couple percentage points to do it. Because I know that's a big concern for a lot of people is, as you grow the store, you need more float money. But here's a way you can get that float money without it actually coming out of your pocket. So, I mean, theoretically, you can grow a $200,000, cost of goods store, with $10,000, $12,000 of float money. Amazingly powerful. Okay. And these are pretty conservative numbers. Within the first year, this store should probably be, if you have the flow money to support it and or working with this company, you should be past 6 digits probably in cost of goods. This is a pretty conservative estimate that will net you $5,000 a month every single month and growing. And again, no more investment after that first investment. It's not like you have to keep putting more money in. Traditional stores, you want to expand, you want to grow, you have to put in more money. You want to get a new place, you want to build out, you want to build another wing, you want to carry more product, you got to buy more product. None of that goes on here. Your investment is up front. They pretty much do almost everything for you. And then you just make the money in the back end. This is unbelievable. This is one of the most exciting programs that I have going on right now. For those of you that don't know, I have 3 stores that I'm starting. Okay. Now I have partners in 2 of them, but I have 3 stores that I'm starting. Okay. One with my father, one with a very close friend of mine who's actually my upline in a lot of these, things, and a very close friend and client of mine. And then I'm doing one myself with my wife and my family. So these are incredible opportunities. These are incredible opportunities if they were a lot more expensive. The fact that they're this minimal amount up front and the majority of the cost comes off the back end, it's incredible. Now, for some of you that are comparing this to the other opportunity, they are very similar programs in terms of how the companies work. The financial structure is completely different. There is a lot less investment up front. There is no monthly fee, but their fee is more off the back end. But for me, I don't mind that, because for me, that puts that shows their confidence, and it puts the pressure on them to make a successful store. This company doesn't make money off that $6,000. That goes to their employees, most of it. This company makes money when they make you a successful store. That's what I want. And if they make me a successful store, that's going to make me 5,000, that's going to build to 10,000, that's going to build to 15,000, net profit a month. Net profit, meaning after I pay them, I'm fine with whatever they take. They're doing everything. I'm not doing anything. Okay. Let's see. This thing with Zoom really doesn't like to work with me. Okay. So that's really it for the Amazon part of the business. It's incredible. Other than the handful of things that we discussed that you guys have to do to mostly for setup, making sure you check in with eBay, with Amazon, to make sure that you're not getting any alerts or anything that you need information wise, either for you to handle or for the company to handle. Pay your bill, hire them for the return or handle the returns yourself. I highly recommend you hire them. By the way, the $50 fee is for now. That could change at a certain point. He has staff that's going to handle this for all of their people already that they're on board, or most of them that aren't going to do it themselves. So he's just going to add us to the batch. So for now, that's what he told us it would cost. That could change at any given time. So if they realize they're It's just a lot more work that could change at any time, but you'll have the choice to whether handle it yourself or whether you continue. At that point, hopefully it shouldn't really matter because everyone should be making a bunch of money in this. The other thing about the pricing, very, very important. Everyone was asking me, how long is this offer? Not everyone, a bunch of people were asking me, how long is this offer going to be available? It will likely be available for a little while. I don't think there's any specific end date or cutoff point. However, the price is not guaranteed. The price will change and they're not sure when. It's likely based upon when they get to a certain number of stores, because then they're going to have to hire more staff. And then that's why they will increase their costs. So definitely sooner the better. What they did mention to me, for anyone that is interested but doesn't have all of the money, they will allow you to put down a $2,500 deposit, and that will hold your place and hold your price. So if anyone's interested, they are offering, that. Again, do I think this is going to be available for 1 week and gone? No, absolutely not. It's not going to be anything like that. I'm sure it'll be available for a little bit. We're going to do a couple of these Zoom calls, and but I would imagine in a month or two, the price will probably go up. So I think that's pretty much it. I'm going to keep going right through and do eBay because they're very similar, just a little bit different financial structure. And then we'll take questions on everything at the end. And there's a big surprise bonus for people who are interested in doing both. Okay, so passive eBay business. Some of these things are obviously the same. E-commerce, online sales, growing, growing, growing. eBay is the largest online auction and one of the largest online e-commerce retailers. As we discussed, these are the giants in the business. You're developing a store without having a brick and mortar store and dealing with all of that infrastructure and rent and buying a building and all that stuff with two of the largest online, the two largest online players in the business. Okay, 98% passive investment with continuous and growing monthly return. Same thing. Smaller upfront fee than the Amazon business. Okay, so that's something that's very something that's pretty exciting. It's even less money. And there's no probationary period like Amazon. With Amazon, remember we talked about in the first 90 days, you're not going to make money. In eBay, you can start making money right away. So not that you're going to start rolling in it, but they don't have to ease into sales. Now, there are factors like how long you've had an eBay account, if you have or not, how long you've had a PayPal account, if you have or have not. But there's no official probationary period, so you can kind of kick in a little bit quicker. The cost, $4,000. This includes all the store setup charges, including all research and product selection, ongoing management of the store, including product selection, constant research and updating, communication with eBay, customer support, all day-to-day logistics management. Same thing as the Amazon. I rushed through it so quickly I couldn't even enunciate the words. So same thing. Sorry about that. Same thing. That I will make, by the way, I will make a couple changes to this presentation because I found some things as I'm going through it that I want to change, but I will make changes to the presentation. I will be able to provide this to everybody, so you will have access to this. So yeah, in terms of what they do, it's everything. They help you set it up, and then they run it, and that's it. In terms of float, the only thing about float is that with this scenario, there is currently no company who is providing the service that they provide with Amazon. There are companies who are in negotiations, but nothing is final. So as of now, your float credit is up to you. And unfortunately, because of various factors, including, how long you've had an eBay account, how long you've had a PayPal account, how much sales you're doing, what eBay feels like doing on a particular day, because all these companies are really fickle. There's quite a range. I know this is not helpful, but I demanded that he give me a range, and unfortunately the range is 10 to 50% of sales. And 50 would be the very, very highest, because PayPal can hold your money for up to 21 days. So if they hold your money for 21 days, you're going to need a lot of, most of the time, you're going to need 50% of your sales to be able to support your store. but that shouldn't really happen when you're running a good business with them. So it should really be a lot lower, but it's tough to say because there's no exact formula, and it's really on a case by case basis on how it's working. So it's a lot less upfront fee and a little bit higher percentage profit on the back end. There are a lot more costs for running an eBay store like on a monthly basis. So they were considering doing a monthly fee for this, and I recommended against it. And they just did a percentage of profit. So they're doing a 45% profit. So again, nothing but the 4,000 up fee fee up front, and then 45% of the back end, and then of course your flow cash, which again could be in money in a bank or in credit credit. Same thing. You'll complete an application, tax exempt form. You'll prepare for and participate in a Zoom call with them to get it all set up. You'll check in with your account. You'll watch your budget. You'll pay your invoice. You'll follow directions. The same stuff. Okay. So with proper float support, the store is estimated to do within the first year 70 to 80,000 per month. I don't know why I didn't put per month again. Per month in sales. 70 to 80,000 per month in sales if you can support it with your float. And the profit will be about 15% of sales. So that means by the end of the year, you could be doing over $6,000 in net profit every single month in your eBay business. Less money up front, a little bit more in float, and you could be making $6,000. I am doing eBay too because I want both. And I'm going to take mine from the 5 and 6 to hopefully the 5 and 6 is going to be 6 and 7 or 7 and 8. And then we're going to take those to 10 and 10 and 12 and 12, hopefully. eBay, I understand, and I'll get more numbers on this, but eBay, I understand. Like Amazon, you can keep growing. Not like forever, but like really, really. eBay, I understand, kind of plateaus out at a certain point, but definitely like well into the 5 digits every month for sure. So, and again, with just a one-time, in this case, $4,000 investment, all of your float money, you cannot even really look at as investment because you are only buying product when the product is already sold. So you are only floating, you're not floating product that's going to get stuck in your warehouse. You're floating product that has already been sold. So, again, after a few months, and in this case, there's no probationary period, after a few months, you have your money back and you're making $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 every single month. This is great. I hope you guys are ready to sign up. Oh man, I blew the surprise. So anyway, for those of you, I forgot it was the next slide. So for those of you that are interested in both, like I am, if you purchase an automated Amazon store, you will get an eBay store for half price. They have to be done at the same time though. So it's not like you can sign up for the Amazon store and say, okay, and I'll get, in 6 months, I'll do the eBay store. If you pay for both instead of $10,100, right? $6,100, $4,000, which is $10,100. It'll cost you $8,100 for both stores. Unreal. I'm so excited about this. This is only for us, by the way. This is not a public offer. This is not anything. This is strictly for us because I told him I was presenting them both at the same time. And I know more people were very excited about the Amazon store. He's really excited about eBay too because he said it's going to be a really, great thing and less money up front and still very, very, very profitable. And no waiting period. So you can start, so if you do them both, you can be making money in the first few months while your Amazon store is, building up during that probationary period. And for $8,100 total, that is quite a deal. And that is it. So ready to sign up, have questions, want more information? Get in touch with me. And I will take the questions now as well. So.
Okay, can we ask in voice or you need it in chat?
That's fine. Is that Nizar?
Yes, that's correct. This is
How
Nizar.
are you?
How are you, Josh?
I'm good.
Good. Can I ask you specifically about my case or?
Absolutely.
Okay, so for the Canadians or for overseas people, what do you suggest? I mean, I want to understand first correctly, because you put 80,000, okay, plus cost of goods. That's the yearly cost.
No, the 80,000 was the goal of what we be. They don't on the Amazon side for whatever reason when they're talking expectations, they don't look at the sales because the sales can change depending on um the level the expensiveness of the product. So they really look at the cost of goods sold, and the profit is determined based on the cost of goods sold. So they said that by then you should be able to build your store up to where you're spending $80,000 a month or more in cost of goods sold, which will result in a profit for the store of, so I don't misquote the numbers here. Which would, right. So when you're at the 80,000, 100,000 cost of goods range, you're going to probably be making between 12, 13, 14% in the store. So if you did $80,000 and you did 13%, that's $10,400 profit for the store. 60% of that, $6,240. So that's where this $5,000 plus, because it really should be more than five, to be honest. You know, so even if you did,
Right.
so even if you did 80,000 and you did only 11%, that's 8,800. 60% of that is 5,280. So even if you only did 11% profit on cost of goods, you're still over $5,000 in terms of your net profit per month.
Right, right. Okay, so for overseas guys that cannot take advantage of this company that lends, like how much do they have to provide on a monthly basis, approximately? At least
So
when they
the best way to estimate it is probably 50% of whatever you're doing cost of goods. And that could be credit. Or so if you're trying to do, and again, keep in mind, people want to know these numbers are not like what you're shooting for in month 4, month 5, month 6. You're going to be making good money, and you should be making, $500 a month profit, $1,000 a month profit, $2,000, $3,000. So you should be making that, as you're going along. People want to know, when can I get to that, $5,000 a month, $10,000 a month? Like, when can I get to that level, or where can I be within the first year? So I just did this page as like where we should be within 8 to 12 months. You should be at this point if you can support it. So to support this, you would need to be somewhere around $40,000 in terms of cost of goods if you were supporting it yourself. Now, but again, that could be in credit. And keep in mind that if you are getting a credit card, even if it's a new credit card, okay, because remember, at first you need, I didn't even put this in here. At first you need $2,000 to $3,000 in float to start, because you can't do a lot of sales in the beginning. Okay, so when you start, you're gonna have $2,000 to $3,000. You're gonna start to do some sales. The card's gonna be used. When the when the end of the third month comes, at that point, they can start doing some more sales. As your card starts to do more sales, and remember, you're paying it off every couple of weeks when you're getting paid by Amazon, you're going to build up credit with this company, whoever your card is with. So even if you don't have a 30, 20, 30, 40, $50,000 credit limit, when you start doing 10, 20, $30,000 cost of goods every month, cost of goods means you're charging it on that card, right? When you're doing 10, 20, $30,000 in purchases per month and then paying it off 2 weeks later, that company is going to increase your credit and increase your credit, increase your credit. So by the time you get to this level, you should have I don't want to say it, you should have that credit, because you should be getting your levels increased. When you're putting 10, 20, 30, $40,000 a month on your credit card, $50,000 a month on your credit card, and paying it off at the end of every month or sooner, you're going to have high credit limits by the time you need them.
right.
And in terms of the if someone, because I know there are people who don't have a lot of credit but have a lot of cash, that's fine if you're in the United States, because you can just go in a bank account and you can use that cash. It gets used and then it gets put back in. If you're not in the United States, but you have a lot of cash and you're wondering how you're going to support it also, another reason why you may want to partner with someone in the United States. And if you partner with someone in the United States, you might want to be a 50-50 partner. What I am, and I haven't really worked out the details because I just found out about the international information right before this call, to be honest, about a couple hours before this call. So I haven't really worked out the details, but I would be willing, because I want everybody who wants to take advantage of this opportunity to be able to take advantage of this opportunity. I would be willing to work out, and obviously this would have to be some level of trust between us. But any of my people who was interested, I'd be willing to work out a situation where we could set up an LLC together in the United States. I wouldn't want anywhere near a 50% partnership. It would be your store, but there'd be some sort of fee to do it or something. And again, those are the details I haven't really figured out yet. I would go set up the LLC. I'd set up the bank account, and then you could go and put your money in that bank account. Then you have everything you need. And then, you know, and then whatever we work out, because it's really going to be your store. It's not going to be, I don't really want to be partners like I am with other people in these stores. I really want to provide you guys who want to be in this with a solution if you don't have a solution. So I haven't figured out the exact details, but I'm going to do something in that capacity.
So in Canada, we cannot like open it as an LLC in Canada and have the store as such.
You can, but you can. The issue is going to be the access to the money. So if you went through a US LLC, you can use that company because it'll be a US company who's acquiring their services. The float company. Right. So if you, so like, let's say it's you and I, right? So if you went and did it in Canada, okay, and you have the credit to do it, you're fine. You have nothing to worry about. You're all set. But if you didn't have the credit to do it and you wanted to, and you were, or you were concerned about it not growing fast enough in the scenario that I just mentioned, even though it should, and you just want to be secure because let's say you have a whole bunch of cash, but you just, you know, whatever, you don't mind using that as long as it's for sold product, then that would be one of the situations where you'd want to do an LLC, because then we can, if we do a US LLC, then we can use the company that floats the money, and then you need $5,000 or $10,000 total the entire time. You don't even need cash.
No, actually, what I meant is for setting up the company itself. Can I still do it in Canada as an LLC, or I have to do it as
you can do it as an LLC, but it depends on what you want to do in terms of the money. If you want to use that float company, it has to be a US LLC. If you don't care about using the float company, then you can do a Canada LLC.
Let's say I don't care for the time being to use that company.
It's not time being. Like it's not time being though. You're making a decision, because they only work with US companies. So if you decide now, I don't want to work with them, and you set up a Canadian company, they will never work with you unless they open their doors to Canadian companies. So it could be a permanent decision you're making with at least this one particular store. You could obviously open up another one.
That's right. One more thing.
Sure.
Can I use more than one credit card?
Yes, you can. You can, I believe, change it at any point, because one of the things you're supposed to do is you're supposed to watch it. So I think at any given time you have access to your stuff. So I think you would just have to let them know, and I'll figure out exactly how that would work. Like, hey, I need to swap out one card for another, just so they're not making purchases like in those few minutes when you're doing it. And then, you know, go from there.
Right. And one more question. Am I taking I hope I'm not taking anybody's turn to ask questions. Am I? I have one more question.
Yeah, shoot.
Okay.
Oh, wait, hold on 1 second. Wait, hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. Hold on. I was just texted by the guy, by Dave here.
I
used to call him Amazon Dave, but he should really be e-commerce Dave. And now where's my chat?
Amazon and eBay.
Amazon e-commerce Dave. Now where's my chat go? Why can't I find my chat now? There it is. Okay. So, news just in. Money is good for Canadian. Just got word. Yay, baby,
Okay,
baby,
so,
baby, dollar, 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 dollar.
woohoo!
There you
Okay,
go.
so they also approve Canada. Good, very good. So
Okay.
that's a
So
problem
it sounds like
solved.
you have nothing to worry about in Canada.
I have one more question,
Yes.
Josh. There are some products, for example, for a reason or another that I don't want to sell in my store. Do I
Oh
have?
yes, you discussed this with me. Religious and other
That's right.
reasons.
That's right. So is that
I
okay?
do not believe that would be an issue at all. Just send
Okay.
on the application, just somewhere like at the bottom, just put a note and just say, I don't, I would like to not have any products in these categories. And is there any issue? And I can't imagine there'd be an issue with the ones that you discussed. I don't even believe that they're typically in
I
there.
already sent you the application. Do you want me to send you another one?
Oh, you could just send the email. Just send an email, then it's fine.
Okay, I'll send you an email then.
Sounds good.
Okay, very good. I mean, from my side, that's it. And this is ongoing forever. I mean,
Forever. That's what's so
they
amazing about this. It's not like you make 200% of your money 3 or 4 or 6 or whatever. You're gonna make money over and over and over again. And I fully expect that if everybody works with this company and or their own credit situation, that there's no reason that everybody can't get to 5 digits every single month with both of these
That's right,
businesses.
yeah.
So if you do them both, you will have less than if you do them both, you will have an $8,100 upfront investment. And at some
No, I'm
point,
thinking of doing them both.
yeah, I mean, why
Especially
wouldn't you?
with
For the $2,000, why wouldn't you? So if you do them
Exactly.
both for 80 for the
Exactly.
8,100, right? And this is for anybody. This is for Unizars, for anybody, right? If you do them at the 8,100,
Exactly.
within a year and a
Exactly.
half, probably, if not sooner, you'll be making over $10,000. Oh no, God! In a year between the two of them, you'll be making over $10,000 between the two of them. In a year and a half, you'll be well above that. Well into the six. Oh my God! The numbers are incredible. I was even
Yeah, and
thinking.
this
I was thinking
company,
each of them individually at 10,000, but no, together they're at 10,000 within the year. So you're gonna be making 6 digits within the
right,
year
right.
on an $8,100 investment. I mean, it's
Absolutely.
unreal.
And this company, they don't lend you this money on interest. They just lend you this money on a 2% fee. That's it, fixed.
Correct.
Right.
Correct. Because they're
Awesome.
only lending
Awesome.
right, because they're only lending it to you for the time that they have access to your Amazon account. So they see your
Right,
Amazon
okay.
sales, they give you 80% of your sales, and then as soon as
Yeah.
you get paid by Amazon, they expect to be paid back plus it's actually under 2%. I think it's like 1.8% or something, but it's just under 2%.
Awesome. This is great news. This changes things. So
Yeah,
can
that
I
was
use the
fabulous.
same LLC
I saw him
for
calling me and I was wondering why. He told me to check the chat. So there you go.
Yeah. Awesome.
Hot off the presses because we didn't know this right before the call.
Right, right. So can I use the same LLC company for both Amazon and eBay, or you have to be different?
No, I believe you can be the same. You would need separate ones, I believe, to have multiple ones with each, but there's no reason that you can't use the same one for both that I'm aware of. I plan on doing that, so I don't see any reason why you wouldn't, and I'll let you know if that changes.
Okay. Okay, awesome. Anything else you need from us other than establishing the LLC and
Nothing.
no.
No, at this point, no. I mean, just now that we know everything's all set with the country stuff, we're good to go. Now it's just a matter of figuring out how you want to send the money. As soon as you send the money, they move on to the next steps, and that's it.
Okay, we still have to do a tax exempt form, or no need for, since we're not Americans.
I still think you still need to do it, and you'll still need the either international credit card that works in the US or US bank account, because most of the products are bought, all the products are bought in the United States, and most of them are bought through Walmart, to be honest. So you'll still need to have that connected to be able to make your purchases.
Right, and the credit card can still be in my name, not in the business name. I can still use that.
Yeah,
right?
that they don't even know, because it's not even connected to Amazon. That's just on the cost of goods side. It's not even related to Amazon. They don't even know.
Awesome, wonderful, wonderful. All right, great. I am done with my questions, so I'll talk to you later. I have to get going.
Sounds great, Nizar.
Thanks a lot. I greatly appreciate it. Greatly
My
appreciate
pleasure.
it.
All right.
Take care.
Who else?
Hi, Josh.
Bye-bye.
Hi, Josh. Hi, this is Antoinette. How are you?
Hi, Antoinette. How are you?
Good. Thank you for the presentation. I have a question in regards to if you already have and eBay, say you already have an eBay store and you're selling products on there. Are you able to continue that if you open this with a store under
Okay.
this company?
Okay, so I'm going to answer as best as I can, and I'm going to get back to you with some of the answers. So
Okay.
the answer is yes, you can, because as a matter of fact, having an established eBay store puts you in a better position getting started because you have a history already. So it's
Mhm.
actually a good thing. The part I will need to check on is whether or not they would want you after your current sales are up to not do your own stuff to let them do it. That I'm not sure about. They may be able to do it, but if you're still doing your own, then you're going to be paying them profits on the stuff you're doing because there's no way to determine the difference. It's going to be in one account. So you would need to
Right.
kind of like finish. I would imagine you probably would need to finish out whatever items are up and
Mhm.
then give them access to then let them do their thing.
Okay, so any products, or just keep it separate. So any products, but like, okay, so any products that I had that I'm interested though in continuing to sell, they just would make a profit on it. Like, I mean, so what I'm asking is, I know they look for the products and they put the products on
Correct.
for you, but if I had certain products I wanted to add on there, whether new products, not even products that, that's in my store now, would I be
I
able to add
I
them?
think likely not. I know on
No?
the
Okay.
yeah, on the Amazon side, I know that they definitely don't. So I would assume on the eBay side, they wouldn't want to either. And I
Okay.
think the reason why is just because their people have a formula, however they figure out and research and blah blah blah. And
What
I think they
products
just
go on,
yeah,
right,
and
that
then it
sell
right,
the
because then if there's a
best,
problem with sales,
right?
then it's like, well, is it because we were mixing too many other things that weren't right? And then it's
Okay.
like, yeah, so I would say likely not. Likely not.
Okay. All right, thanks.
No problem. Anybody else? Let's see. We got something in here. Okay, no problem sharing the slides. All right. Any other questions from anybody? All right. All right. Well, if that is it, then I will close it up now. Thank you very much. I appreciate everyone's time. I am extremely, extremely excited about
Thank
this
you.
opportunity, as you can probably hear, because as you can see, we've seen a lot of changes in a lot of these programs we're in. We've had some ups and downs and things. We've had changes in the C300 and big investor, and I've always said that diversification of your portfolio is extremely, extremely important, and having multiple streams of passive income extremely, extremely important. These are two amazing platforms. You're not talking about companies that are going to be here today and gone tomorrow. These two giants are going nowhere. And without having to learn systems and deal with these companies and deal with any of that for two relatively small fees in the grand scheme of things, you can have a company that basically does everything for you. And within the first year, you're making six digits a year doing nothing, literally doing nothing. I mean, I don't know what else to say. I mean, I'm mind blown. And my store, just so you know where I'm in my process. So I had a little bit of a delay on my first one because I was waiting for this damn, thing to come from Amazon. And it took too long. But I am just finally got everything set up. In the next couple of days, my store will be live and I cannot wait. And my eBay store is being set up as we speak too. And my next two Amazons are right behind it. The delays and not delays in those, but the reason why those aren't happening is for those of you that are on my Facebook, you saw that just the other day I finally set up the bank account for the second one. I have to set up the LLC, which I just did for the third one, and the bank account for the third one, because as you guys know, I didn't say it in this presentation, so it's good to say it anyway, but I did mention it in the past. If you want multiple stores, you will need to set up separate entities. You could put one in your personal name and one in your business name, but if you're in the United States, I do not recommend doing them in your personal name because I think it's not good for tax reasons, but you can speak to your accountant for that. So if you are doing LLCs, you will need a separate LLC for all. So for the three that I'm doing, I have three separate LLCs. So in one of them, the LLC is mine. It is a Berman Investment Group business. And then I have company that I own with my father for these type of opportunities. And then I developed a third LLC for my friend and client of mine that we are splitting the third one. And that is that. And we are all doing eBay stores as well. All right.
Sorry,
there's
Josh,
nothing-
one more question. It's
Yep.
Antoinette.
Yep.
So, I mean, I've been on another investment group. They've had this as well. No need to mention names, prices, or anything like that.
Yep.
My question more is in regard to oversaturation.
Yep.
How?
Yeah, there's
how
no,
does that-
yeah, great question. Thank you. I probably should have brought it up, but I appreciate you bringing it up. There's
Sure.
really no such thing
Okay.
because of this.
Can't see it. Oh, okay, right. Okay.
The
Yeah.
thing is that because I've asked that question too. It's a great question. Before I got started in this, I said, doesn't everybody have an Amazon store? First of
Right.
all, every Amazon store that currently runs, a whole bunch of them are not profitable because people don't know what the hell they're doing.
Mhm.
But the answer to me was even more than that. If all of the ones that currently exist were profitable, there's room for more people.
More people. Okay, great.
Because they just said that there's just so much sales and so many different products. And again, like you'll see when the Amazon stores are up, for anyone that's done Amazon stores or eBay stores, you might have taken, because when I thought about doing it, I did a little bit of eBay. I was like trying to find like little niches. Like once I was like, I bought like a lot of Victoria's Secret, like discount clothing because I felt like, okay, it's a big brand. And, it's like, but they don't, that's not how they like work because they're finding through their research the hot products, how to they know how to market them. And then they're marketing them before anything's ever sold. And then you're selling them. And then, so it's all about there's so many different products that there's a lot of people that can sell the same product and still make money. And there's so many different products because they control over 50% of online sales that there's almost never products that people aren't selling that they could be selling. You know what I mean? Like there's always room, for people to be selling whatever the top 50, 100, 150, 250, top products are. There's always room for another 5 people to be selling that product, another 10 people to be selling that product, another 20 people to be selling that product because there's so many different products.
Right. Okay.
And so many different people buying, from those things. So
Josh,
Okay,
I have a question.
Sure.
Yeah, I know that it's Dave who's going to be handling this, and probably he has a company with staff, just in case, like, something happens to Dave. Is there like a clear direction between us and the company? What
absolutely,
would happen?
yeah.
I just want to know about the continuity of it.
Yeah, absolutely. First of all, Dave's fine. He's healthy. He's in good shape. He'll be okay. But no, I'm just joking. But the no, Dave is really more of the point person overall, kind of one of the, owners of the company. But you'll see as soon as you get signed up, you don't even really deal with Dave very much. He immediately gets you involved with James and some of his other people that handle a lot of the setup, and they're all over the world. So your team is everywhere. So there's one link in the chain doesn't stop anything, even though he'll be fine.
Okay, and one last question, because I have some family members and relatives who are interested in this, who are in the Middle East, like in Abu Dhabi, Dubai, in Tunisia. Can they open also the same thing if they are in that part of the world?
What you'll need to do is specifically send, I know you just mentioned them, but send an email with the specific countries, because it is on a country by country basis. I know that Africa you can't. I know Afghanistan, Pakistan, I don't think you can. I know there's a couple other ones that we found out, and some of them in that same area are fine. So it really is on a case by case basis. So send me the specific countries, we'll find out for you. And then if they are on the, no Amazon list, then they could still partner with someone like you, and you would set it up where you are.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much, Josh.
No problem. Anybody else? Maybe one more. Let's see. Got here. Oh, well, Dave was just reminding me that Amazon is a trillion dollar company. They're a $1 trillion company controlling 50% of online sales. There's no such thing as saturation. Like if we were talking about building a Shopify e-commerce site, I would say 1,000% online retail is saturated. But you are basically getting a spot in the biggest mall in the world, online mall in the world, right? With a company that's going to make sure that your stuff is seen and that you're selling the right products. That's really the best way to look at it. I like that analogy. I'm going to use that. All right. All right. Well, thank you all for your time. I appreciate it. If you have questions, email is great. Facebook, as you guys know, messaging is great. And yeah, keep me posted. If you are ready for a application, let me know. I know we have a handful of people who already signed up even before this call, and I know we're going to get a few right after this call. So just keep me posted. Again, if you are interested, but you don't have all of the money, but you know for sure you're going to do it, fill out the application, leave a deposit that will lock in your price. It is a non-refundable deposit, so it is not like for someone who's not sure. But if you are sure, but you're just waiting because you need some time to get the rest of the money together, take advantage of that. It's something that they want people who are ready to go, but just aren't ready to go to be able to take advantage. All right. All righty. Well, thank you all. Talk to you guys soon. As soon as I can find my thing to close this meeting. There it is.